Prime Minister Narendra Modi is on his high-stakes visit to Kerala and Tamil Nadu, a tour that comes at a politically sensitive moment as both states witness sharpening confrontation between governors and chief ministers. Now, the Prime Minister's visit reaffirms BJP's sustained attempt to deepen its political footprint in the south, a region where the party has been working to expand its influence through development-led outreach, cultural connect and grassroots mobilization. The visit also has clear political overtones as Prime Minister Modi addresses party rallies in Thiruvananthapuram and later in Chengalpet, effectively surrounding the poll bugle for the election-bound Kerala as well as Tamil Nadu. These rallies position the Prime Minister as both a development-driven leader and BJP's principal star campaigner. With assembly elections on the horizon, the outreach is aimed at energizing party cadres, consolidating support bases and framing the political discourse around governance, development and what the BJP describes as obstructionist state leaderships. Meanwhile, a massive welcome is being planned at Thiruvananthapuram. These visuals, in fact, show that the lines have been completely laid by BJP workers in Kerala. BJP, in fact, having something to showcase the Prime Minister, especially with the winning of the Thiruvananthapuram. With regards to the winning at Thiruvananthapuram base, and we do, in fact, see how the municipal corporation in Thiruvananthapuram has been with the BJP, a big support for the BJP in that regard, especially when it comes to the local polls. However, with the assembly polls coming in, all eyes on the BJP as it tries to in fact better its tally inside the Kerala Assembly, as hundreds of people in fact line up the streets to welcome the Prime Minister in Thiruvananthapuram. All efforts out, especially by the NDA in Kerala, to make a distinguished mark, buoyed by its win in Thiruvananthapuram Municipal Corporation. In fact, we have George Kalivailal, who's in fact joining us, who's editor of National Affairs, Deepika Daily newspapers from Kerala. George, welcome to the show. And how do you in fact see this visit of the Prime Minister? It's been a sustained visit. There's been several times that the Prime Minister does have a rally in Thiruvananthapuram or any other location where he chooses to come to Kerala. And at all those points, he says that we can make a dent with regard to the bipolar politics in Kerala between LDF and UDF. The NDA, is it being overambitious, or does it see the crack that the old bipolar politics is somewhere breaking up in Kerala?
Good morning. As you rightly said, there will be an impact, a clear impact by this visit of Prime Minister Modi today in Kerala, especially in Thiruvananthapuram and Cochin. And he's, as we all know, he will be inaugurating some developmental projects, some flagging of 3 Amrit Bharat trains and 1 local train and all. And after that, there will be a public meeting also in Thiruvananthapuram. And he'll be going to Tamil Nadu after this. But in Kerala, as you said, the bipolar politics is facing a real challenge from BJP and NDA. Yesterday, the 2020, a small party in the central Kerala, especially in Ernakulam, joined the NDA. And NDA is growing daily, little bit. It can be, by assembly seats, it may not be in big numbers. It can be 0 to 10. I don't expect much, big seats for BJP or NDA, but some seats in Thiruvananthapuram, especially Nemam, Thiruvananthapuram Central, Vattiurkav, some seats are leaning towards BJP. If LDF and UDF are not having a clandestine understanding in between, BJP can win. Otherwise, other seats are mostly, this will be a bipolar election again. It will be between LDF and UDF. And today, the UDF leaders also are coming to Delhi and meeting the High Command today at 4:30 p.m. And today morning, as Prime Minister Modi came to Thiruvananthapuram. There is a big hope for BJP workers, and there will be some impact. Definitely, there will be an impact for Prime Minister's visit today.
Well, interestingly enough, these are in fact the live shots that come from the inaugural area where the projects will be announced. As was said, there will be several development projects that are being announced, and there you have the Prime Minister, the Chief Minister of Kerala, Governor Alekar as well, all of them on the dais as they in fact continue with that official program on one side, and at the same time a big rally also expected by the Prime Minister in Thiruvananthapuram, as I said, and of course the BJP state president. You have Rajiv Chandrasekhar as well, who is there, and here he's there at Thiruvananthapuram to inaugurate some of the passenger trains for the day, and therefore a huge that word of going on between the Chief Minister and one of those rare moments where both of them have a smile with each other on that official this thing. But of course, once the elections are announced, the dates announced, they would be in fact going on the campaign mode. But there a light exchange between Chief Minister Vijayan as well as Prime Minister Modi on the stage. Well, George Kaliwailal, this one interesting aspect of this has been that when we talk about bipolar politics, we have talked about these projects. Kerala has been raising some issues with regard to the central government, especially on the borrowing limit, allocations. These are some of the issues that have been brought up time and again by the CPM government. How much of it is resonating in the assembly elections?
Definitely, there will be some reflection of all the campaigns by the BJP and anti-BJP, by the state government, especially on the financial issues, because Kerala is facing real big financial crunch and there is a feeling, and there is a general feeling that the central government is not helping as it should have been, especially on the borrowing limit, especially on the projects. AIMS is one of them. Almost all states got the names, but still Kerala is pending, though it was assured almost 10 years ago, or even before during the UPA government, but nothing happened. Even there was initially the AIMS is one major issue which is hurting the people of Kerala. Another thing is that all the agriculture products are facing a difficulty or a price reduction, or the farmers are facing real issues, and there is a crisis in the farmer sector or the planters among the planters. This will have an impact, but mainly
Not a very important topic on that, especially we are talking about cash crops when it comes to this. We're talking about how cash crops could be effectively been seeing a downward spiral. Two cash crops that Kerala, pepper as well as with regards to rubber. Rubber, of course, being imported from Indonesia and Malaysia, and pepper from Vietnam. It has crashed the local market to an extent. Why was it that the Kerala MPs couldn't in fact put this across? And why is it that many of the socio-religious leaders actually put out these factors out but to the BJP, but even that is not reflected? Why is it these two important cash crop and the farmers related with it has been facing this issue?
As you rightly said, this issue of the price drop of cash crops, especially rubber and pepper, and all others, mostly they are all facing an issue there. And this is not tackled by the MPs, opposition MPs from Kerala, as properly as because political issues always overplay in Kerala. Kerala, as you know, is more a political state on anything and everything. And right now, religious and caste organizations like NSS and SNDP are making big shows attacking BJP and Congress. And finally, they are siding with the Pinarayi Vijayan and CPM-led LDF government. Of Kerala Congress also is there, the faction led by Jose K. Mani Congress and others thought that they will come to UDF fold, come back to UDF fold, but nothing happened. Now it is very clear that there will be a very tough fight in Kerala, especially the government, all the ordinary farmers are complaining that the central government and the state government also are not doing enough. Though the state government has announced some packages for a minimum support price for rubber, the effectiveness is very little. The central government has to do something because of after the FTA between the Southeast Asian countries, the prices of rubber
Right.
have gone down, and people are cutting down the rubber trees and going for other plantations and fruit trees like other cultivations. But still, the issue is uh, some burning issue in Kerala, and it is hurting the people, especially the farmers of Kerala. And I think Prime Minister Modi will have to make some announcements regarding, if he can assure some good price for the rubber, pepper, and others, and real development, including the aims, it can have an impact. People may support little bit at least. BJP and India cannot come to power in the coming elections, but this will be a stepping stone. So that if they can get 5 to 10 seats, it will be. They can easily break the other smaller parties, Congress and all. They can take MLAs from these parties, and they can make a show in the next elections, and even they can think of winning an elections and ruling Kerala.
Joined in by Sneha Koshi, Deputy Output Editor, who's joining us from the newsroom as well. Sneha Koshi, I was looking at the visuals that happened. We know that CPM and BJP have been bitter rivals, especially on certain turfs where they have been at loggerheads with each other, even with regards to violence. But on this stage, you have the Prime Minister, in fact, holding the hands of the Chief Minister, Pinarayi Vijayan, both of them sharing a light moment on the stage as well. Looks like camaraderie on the stage just before the poll bugle is announced.
Well, Verghese, it's interesting to see the body language. And let's just look at the two states where Prime Minister is visiting today. That's Kerala as well as Tamil Nadu. And both of them have very different politics, though they are ruled by the opposition, though they are ruled by non-BJP state governments, to put it in the right manner. I mean, let's look at Kerala. Like you mentioned, at the camaraderie that's very visible, appears to be visible. Now, if you look at how Pinarayi Vijayan has been the Chief Minister, he's not been at loggerheads with the centre. He's not been at loggerheads with the centre or with Prime Minister Modi per se for several issues. There have been differences, but he has had a working relationship with the centre. He's had a working relationship with the Prime Minister. And that's also visible here. So while politically, ideologically, the two parties are arch enemies, the two parties are huge rivals, the two parties on the ground cannot see eye to eye, but the two leaders, that's Prime Minister Modi as well as Chief Minister Pinarayi Vijayan, have ensured in a way that they do not obfuscate the constitutional positions, as it were. Quite contrary to what's been visible in Tamil Nadu, where Chief Minister Stalin has taken on Prime Minister Modi directly on several accounts, his party and he himself. So they have been directly at loggerheads. And it's going to be interesting to see how that unfolds as Prime Minister goes to Tamil Nadu as well. We don't know whether there's going to be any, both of them sharing any space at any point of time. But today, what's been visible in Kerala, remember, because also Pinarayi Vijayan government has been making it very clear that they do not stop development, they do not oppose development for Kerala from whichever quarters it comes. So therefore, because it's a government function, there are at least 3 to 4 government functions which are organized, some projects which are going to be flagged off, including the train services, including certain other offices. This then becomes extremely important, and that's why you have that cordial, institutional, working body language that was visible between Pinarayi Vijayan and Chief Minister, Chief Minister Pinarayi Vijayan and Prime Minister Modi. Not overtly friendliness, as it were, but a very cordial, courteous, and that kind of gives out the undertone of what the politics of Kerala really is and how it manifests. So it's going to be interesting. And just to mention the train segment, you have the Thrissur Guruvayur leg, which is going to take off today. That's again a very important point to really think about for people who may not be familiar with Kerala. Thrissur Guruvayur is a belt which has seen extreme close contests, change in voting patterns. You've had, of course, Suresh Gopi, who won from Thrissur, as it were. So the Thrissur Guruvayur segment of that train where it's flagging off is also very interesting to see, Varghese.
All right. Also, when we had looked at certain push when it comes to Kerala, especially when it comes to getting the entire numbers correct, especially with the social demographics that's there. George Kaliwal, recently there have been very interesting statements coming in, one from the Catholic Church and in Deepika itself, an editorial that has also come out in that, criticizing the centre, and at the same time from the head of the Orthodox Church also, Catholicos Basilios Marthoma Matthews III, he had also said, had criticized the centre, especially with regard to minority rights. Now, this is the segment that the BJP has been for long trying to, in fact, speak to, negotiate with, so that they know that the demographics is in such a way that they require the central Kerala Christians to support them if they have to have some kind of a say with a lot of seats. But that has been collapsing on a longer run. How do you see that?
Absolutely. The Christians in Kerala was not against BJP, at least for some time. But now things are again falling back, especially on the incidents in the Chhattisgarh incident of a nun being arrested. Then again, the recent incident in Bhopal, in Madhya Pradesh, where a pastor was forced to drink the water, the bad water, which whatever it is. He was threatened, he was paraded. Such kind of acts is making an impact. And that's why, as you said, the Catholic Church, especially the KCBC, the CBCI, and the Orthodox Church and other churches, including Deepika, which is run by the Catholic Church in Kerala. Deepika came out with several articles and editorials. And that shows that Christians are really angry. And one way they are trying to woo the Christian voters, the other side, the Christian voters, Christians are treated very badly, especially during the last Christmas time. Several Christmas carols were attacked, Christmas shops were attacked. Even in Kerala, that happened.